Welcome back to Retro Football Club, the home of football nostalgia. Today we're rewinding to 1992-93, the very first Premier League season. Sky's cameras were new, shirts were baggy, and for the first time the top flight felt like a different world. At the end of that historic campaign, the Professional Footballers Association asked the players themselves, who were the best of the best? The result was the very first PFA Premier League Team of the Year, 11 names voted for by their peers. Let's not just list them, let's dig into what each of these players did that season and why their fellow pros thought they were special. In goal was Peter Schmeichel, the Great Dane. Signed from Brøndby for just over £500,000 in 1991, by 92 he was already the best keeper in the division. He played all 42 league matches, kept 18 clean sheets, and made the kind of saves that swung the title race. Manchester United hadn't won a league since 1967. Schmeichel's presence changed that. Think of his fingertip save against Sheffield Wednesday during that tense spring run-in, or the way he dominated his area with those huge throws and starfish saves. Blackburn's Bobby Mims technically kept one more clean sheet, but ask anyone playing then who they feared most in goal, and they'll tell you it was Schmeichel. His leadership and big game moments earned the respect of his peers. At right back, not a household name today, but an outstanding pro at the time, David Bardsley of Queen's Park Rangers. Nicknamed Dizzy, he'd been around the top flight for years, but this was his best season. QPR, under Jerry Francis, played fearless football and finished 5th, the highest-placed London club. Bardsley was ever-present, tough in the tackle and willing to bomb forward. His consistency earned him England caps that year against Spain and Poland. In an era with plenty of good right-backs, for his fellow pros to vote him into the 11 tells you how highly he was regarded. One of the centre-halves was Paul McGrath. By then his knees were so bad, Ron Atkinson barely made him train, but on match days he was majestic. Aston Villa pushed United hard for the title, eventually finishing second, and McGrath was their rock. He read the game better than anyone, timed his tackles perfectly, and stayed ice-cool under pressure. He even chipped in with 4 league goals. His performances were so good the players didn't just vote him into the 11, they made him the overall PFA Players Player of the Year, one of the few defenders ever to win it. Villa fans called him God, and that season is a big reason why. Next to him was Gary Pallister of Manchester United. Pallister was an ever-present, playing every single league minute. At 6 feet 4 inches he was a giant, but he was also quick across the ground and elegant on the ball. His partnership with Steve Bruce was the best in the league. United conceded just 31 goals all season. He wasn't flashy, but he was a nightmare for strikers and a rock for Ferguson. His fellow pros respected just how hard he was to play against. On the left side of defence was Tony Dorigo of Leeds United. Leeds had been champions in 1992, but their Premier League defence was a nightmare. They didn't win a single away game and finished 17th. Dorigo, though, still stood out. An England international with a wand of a left foot, he made 33 league appearances, scored once, and was one of the few Leeds players to emerge with credit. Quick up and down the flank, excellent at set pieces, he was classy even as his team struggled. That his peers voted him in despite Leeds' dreadful form says a lot about his individual quality. Into midfield, and we start with Roy Keane, just 21 years old at Nottingham Forest, playing under Brian Clough in his final season. Forest were relegated, but Keane was sensational. He played 40 league games, scored 6 goals from midfield, and seemed to cover every blade of grass. He could tackle, drive forward, and pop up in the box with crucial goals. His performances were so eye-catching that United paid a British record fee for him that summer. When opposition players vote you into the Team of the Year while your team goes down, you know you've made an impression. Alongside him, Gary Speed of Leeds. Like Dorigo, he suffered through Leeds' awful title defence, but individually he was superb. Speed was a model of professionalism. He played 39 league games, scored 7 goals and did it all. Tackled, passed, scored headers, scored from range. He could play wide or central, and he always gave everything. Players respected him enormously. His inclusion is no surprise to anyone who saw him week in, week out. Quick pause here. If you're enjoying this, don't forget to subscribe to Retro Football Club. Hit subscribe, turn on the notifications, and join us for more trips back through the beautiful game. Right then, let's get back to it. Paul Ince takes the other midfield spot. The self-styled governor was the driving force in United's midfield. He made 41 league appearances, scored 5 goals, and gave Ferguson's team the edge it needed. Ince could snap into tackles, drive forward with the ball, and link play with the likes of Cantona and Giggs. He was aggressive and confident, sometimes too much for rival fans, but fellow pros respected his quality. This was the first of 3 straight PFA Team of the Year selections for him, and this arguably was his peak. And then there's Ryan Giggs, just 19 years old, already the poster boy of the new Premier League era. Giggs played 41 league games, scored 9 goals, and terrified defenders with his pace and dribbling. He'd already won the PFA Young Player of the Year the season before. In this season he won it again, the first ever to do so. That famous solo goal against Spurs at Old Trafford, weaving through defenders, summed up his style. He was fearless and thrilling, and even seasoned pros voted him into this team because he was that good. Up front, Alan Shearer. Blackburn broke the British transfer record to sign him from Southampton in 1992, and he showed why immediately. He scored 16 goals in just 21 league games before suffering a cruciate ligament injury on Boxing Day. By Christmas he led the Golden Boot race. His power, his finishing, his work rate, he was unplayable. Even though injury wiped out half his season, the players still voted him into the team. That tells you everything about the impression he made. And finally, Ian Wright of Arsenal. Arsenal had an up-and-down season under George Graham, but Wright was relentless. He scored 15 league goals, led the line with movement, energy, and that trademark poacher's instinct. He was a nightmare for defenders, never giving them a moment's peace. He would go on to become Arsenal's record scorer, but in the inaugural season he was already one of the league's most respected strikers. Those were the 11 players in the very first Premier League Team of the Year. Some went on to become icons of the era. Others are great reminders that brilliance isn't just about medals, it's about earning the respect of the players you face every week. That's all for today. Thanks so much for watching. If you'd like to support our work, you can buy me a coffee. Just scan the QR code on the screen. And of course, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Retro Football Club, and hit that notification bell so you never miss what's coming next.